In this video, I'm going to show you how to build this banquette with some heated storage. Let's go. I'm making the basic carcass out of 2x4s, so I started by just breaking down my lumber into the correct sizes. I'm a big believer in referential measurement, so once I cut the first piece, I just use that to mark all of the rest so that they're all the same. Ultimately, I don't really care what the measurement is, I just want them to all be the same so that it's square. Here I'm just pre-drilling holes into the 2x4s, clamping everything together, and then sinking some screws in. Initially, I forgot to account for the added thickness of the material that's going on the outside of the carcass, so I had to take it apart and go back and just trim it down a little bit more. Stupid mistake, but really easy to fix. For the middle support braces, I just set up a stop block so that I could get them all done really quickly and have them all be the exact same size. This is absolutely the way to go. Then it was just back to pre-drilling and sinking some screws in for the rest of the 2x4 carcass. Here I'm working on cutting down some plywood that will be used for the toe kick. Whenever I build any kind of cabinet, I really like to build the toe kick separately and set the box on top of that. Not only is it a lot easier, but I think it works better in the end too. And once again, I'm just using a stop block to make sure that all of the pieces stay the same and everything stays square. And for this toe kick, I'm just using a little bit of glue and some brad nails to put it all together. Nope, missed that one. Now it's time to start cutting down some plywood that will wrap around the 2x4 frame. I'm just using 1/4-inch plywood and it will be plenty strong after all of these pieces. Those are getting attached directly into the 2x4s with some brad nails. Now I'm working on the detail pieces with some pre-primed 1x4s. Just like before, I'm setting up a stop block to keep everything the same. This time I'm just doing it on my table saw and the crosscut sled. The only thing to keep in mind here is that where the vertical corner pieces meet, you have to trim one of them down the thickness of the material. That way when they come together, it looks the same width from both sides. Since these are 1x4s, one piece is the full 3.5 inches and the other is just cut down to 3 inches. So you look at it from the side and they both look like 3.5 inches. Here I'm using some pre-primed molding pieces, just cut at mitered corners to add a little additional detail to the inside of those boxes. Once I cut a piece, I like to just flip it around and mirror it to the other side. That way I can keep everything consistent, and I think it makes it a lot easier than doing a bunch of measurements and trying to get each cut perfect. Once those were all cut, I just went with some glue and brad nails like always and attached those on. Super simple. Now I need to work on the top for the bench. I just got a track saw, so that's why I wanted to use it here, but honestly this cut could be made with a bunch of different tools, either your table saw on a crosscut sled, a basic circular saw, whatever you want to do. I just wanted to test out this new track saw. Since this is going to have a hinged lid for storage, we've got a thin piece that attaches to the back. That's what the hinge is going to attach to, and then the rest of the top is connected to that. And for these, I just used basic piano hinges. So this is us just pre-drilling and attaching the hinges. This part really did feel like a two-man job just to keep everything lined up and supported. So if you're doing this by yourself, just get a friend to help hold everything. And this was the first look as I brought it in the house to see how it all fit. Then instead of building an actual back for this, I just mimicked the same moldings up on the wall, painted everything, added a little extra trim on the top here, and bought a custom-made cushion for the bench top that would fit perfectly. But then it was all done. Let me know your thoughts or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.